Welcome to the Uncle Dre Show.
Welcome to the Uncle Dre Show. On this episode, I'm going to teach you about the number one part of real estate investing, and that is how do you fund the project? Because without the money, there's really no sense in doing all the hoopla, finding the motivator to sell it, getting the buyer, teaming them up, if they're doing wholesale, or actually finding the deal so you could price point it at the price that you can make a profit when you're done with the rehab. So there's a lot of ways that it goes into funding a deal because that's kind of the number one thing you need to know about. So when I did this video that I'm about to show you, I literally did so much research, got so many resources from so many different places, and I put them into a video to where I could see if I could teach this into a way to where I could understand it or it's understandable. Because I know that when you teach something, you learn twice. So without further ado, check out this video right here on how to fund your next real estate deal. Let me know what you think at the end or comment below, and I'll see y'all soon. Welcome to step number 2 of the 4th step on how to flip your first property. This is fund, how to fund your first deal. In this step, we'll discuss the different terms and costs you will need to know. We'll discuss how to create a buying appointment folder, how to do a pre-evaluation drive-by. We'll discuss the different financing options, how to find private money lenders, how to complete a private money credibility packet, hard money requirements, how to complete a financing request template, how to suggest seller owning financing. I will explain subject to financing, and I will also explain due on sale clause and self-directed IRA, both pros and cons. I will also further explain wraparound mortgage and how to write and make successful offers. I'll also show you how to find out problems and how to handle objections correctly. And last, we will go over and dissect a standard real estate contract. Now let's begin. Here are some terms that you will need to know. You will need to know financing costs. You need to know the first mortgage and private money costs. Also, a second mortgage and private money costs. You also need to know the borrowed rehab money costs, as well as the property value and pricing. You need to know what an ARV is. That is what the house will be worth when fixed up. You'll need to know what a current as-is value. That is what is the house worth in current condition and state. You'll need to know what the estimated repair cost is. That is what the estimated cost of improvements will be made. You'll need to know the purchase price. That is what I believe I need to offer on a house to make money. You will also need to know your holding cost. That is your property tax, which is the tax rate on the property. You need to know how long you own the property from purchase to rehab to sell. Your holding cost. That is the property taxes, which equals the tax rate on the property. Also in the holding cost is the insurance cost, which is the utility cost and the miscellaneous holding cost. That is also the buying transaction cost and the escrow attorney fees, as well as the title search, selling transaction costs, and the escrow attorney fees. This is also the selling record, realtor, marketing, staging, transfer, and conveyance, as well as the home warranty. Now this is how you create a buying appointment folder. Remember, you must always stay organized. You will need your purchase and sale agreement. Always bring backup. Also bring an additional creative contract. For example, owner financing, subject to options, authorization to release information for mortgage company. You also want to bring a property disclosure. Also, an authorization to release information to the bank. Also have in your toolbox your affidavit of purchase and sale agreement, as well as leave with seller your credibility packet. This is how you do a pre-evaluation drive-by. 1, you want to have closed comps, which is the comparables nearby. 2, you need to have the pending sales. 3, your active listing, and 4, your subject to property. A buying appointment. For 1, you need to take control of all asking questions. 2, establish rapport on common ground. 3, build company value and credibility. And 4, isolate and uncover seller's motivation. Financing. You need to use OPM, which is other people's money. Number 1, growth capital. 2, transitional capital. And 3, operational capital. Private money. Anytime you lend money and it is secured by real estate funds, which equals purchase price and renovation costs, lender receives at closing, mortgage on home and promissory note. Example, the purchase price is $150,000. The ARV is $250,000. The rehab is $25,000. The private lender at 70% of $250,000 is $175,000. For one, the promissory note is all details of amount, interest, timeline, and term. It is in which you will be paid back. Two is a copy of lender's mortgage trust deed. That's the actual security instrument that gets filed on land's record to secure lender's interest and position in property. And number three, you want to add your private lender to the property insurance as a loss payee. That is, if anything happens, the house insurance company will pay back loan before giving me any money. Now, home equity line of credit. This is a way to make sure you are first positioned when you are ready to pull the trigger on a property. Example, ask if prospect owns the home where they live. If yes, if you love this Wealthy Child shirt and you want to get one for yourself, check out wealthychild.co, wealthychild.co, and also check out the Money in the Bag, which is a fun rhythmic book that's really poetic and it rhymes. That's a kid's book that teaches about credit, life insurance, a whole bunch. Or check out Stories About Credit. You have a story about life insurance, also stories about real estate, and much more. Over 30 books that teaches kids and families about financial literacy, real estate, life insurance, credit, taxes, and much more. Check out wealthychild.co, wealthychild.co. Get you a shirt, get you a book, and let's get back to this episode. What is the house worth? What is any outstanding debts? Educate them on how banks love to lend up to 70 to 70% on second mortgages at cheapest rates possible. For example, appraisal value of a house is $200,000. 70% of the appraisal, which is $200,000, 70% is $140,000. The first mortgage, which equals $80,000. A bank issued home, which is equity line of credit, which will equal $60,000. You could borrow from the bank at 5% and lend to me at 10%. Now, to find private money lenders, you will want to clearly determine what you're offering, what rate of return, how long they will have to commit for, and what is the minimum amount that you'll accept. For example, a length of term may be 9 months. An annual simple interest rate should be about 10%. You want to have no monthly payments. All interest and principal is paid upon resale of property. The security instrument is the mortgage trust deed issued to the lender that is filed on land records. The lender will be added to the rehab insurance policy as a loss payee. Let's get into private money credibility pack. Number one, you want to have information about you. Number two, how the company was funded. Number three, your experience. Number four, your education. Number five, you must demonstrate knowledge and expertise and likability. Number six, personal company story. Number seven, testimonials. Number eight, your company leadership and team. Number nine, your mission statement. Number 10, transaction history. Number 11, company business model. Number 12, property case studies. Number 13, overall investment approach. Hard money. Now for hard money, it will take 3 to 10 days to fund. Loans are based on comparison of property value and purchase price. You want to know that loan to value ratio to measure the risk. The loan value appraised value. If you can't justify 5 points, which most of them charge, it might not be the best deal. Now here's how to do your financing request template outline. For starters, you want to organize crucial information and data on a deal to make it look professional. Number one, your cover page. It should detail of the property and you as the borrower. Two is an executive summary. This is a brief narrative of the financing request, property and loan specifics. Number three is the property description. Number four is the location and market information, the comparisons to support your resale. And number five is the financial analysis. Number six is about the borrower, the history, and the track record. And number seven is the appendix of additional documents related. Seller owner financing, my favorite. Now, this is borrowing money from the seller instead of the bank. What you will do is make monthly payments to the owner. This is for the seller to be able to carry the first mortgage and for the owner property free and clear. Owners have to have no mortgage and remain in 100% equity position if the seller is motivated and he has significant due on sale clause is not how much money you have, but how much education you have to leverage other people's money to fund your next deal. All right, writing and making offers. MAO, that is the maximum allowed offer, the highest I can offer. Your MAO is the ARV times 70%. Number one, to calculate the ARV, which is the average price on recent and supportive comps. Number two, multiply 1 by 0.7. Number three, subtract repairs, account for closing costs at 5%, a profit error margin 25%. Find seller needs. Research the seller. You want to uncover hot buttons. Be a problem solver. Be an active listener. For example, if repairs equal 30,000 and they want 140,000, negotiate down to 110,000. How to find out the problem? You want to ask, why are you selling? You want to also ask, when do you need to close? Where are you going to go next? Have you made an offer on another home? Have you missed any mortgage payments? What's the deadline for moving kids into the new school district? Why call me instead of a realtor or for sale by owner? You also want to explain how you can help. What can you offer? For an example, a sell as is, a flexible calling and move out date, a storage cost, a rent on interim storage, or accommodations. You want to help them with their move or schedule a moving truck. Assist in relocation, assist with debt negotiations. You are a client for life. After you establish credit, I can help you buy another home. This is how you handle objections correctly. Number one, recognize the objection. Repeat back to the seller. Follow with a statement. For example, question, I'm concerned we won't be able to close on my timeline. An answer will be, I understand your concern. However, we stick to our timeline on all our closing. Another question, I am sad to sell this house and want to make sure it's rehabbed properly. An answer, I totally hear you. Every rehab we take on is with the highest quality team and material. Number two, acknowledge objection validity and validate concerns and compliment person. You bring up a very good point. Let's take some time to address that. That's a very good question. In fact, it's the most common question I have received. Have a supportive answer. Don't argue rebuttal. Contract. These are how contracts are done. Part one is all parties involved. You want to record vital information of parties involved. Fill in your information, but fill in the sellers ahead of time, since you want to get it from the sellers directly to ensure it's correct. Two, ask for the seller's information, the seller's name, the seller's address, the seller's social security number if it's optional, and the buyer's name or entity. You may close as an LLC trust or may bring in a money partner for the transaction. So you will need the buyer's social security number. Part two of the contract is a description of the real estate. You will need the address, the city, the property description. Part three, that is the sales price. Part four, that is the purchase price. That is the closing date. Give 2 weeks to close. Tell the seller we will be closing as soon as possible. Title issue or other attorney requests may hold up closing. It's company's policy to put down a date at least 2 weeks away. Welcome back and thanks for watching that whole video. Let me know what your thoughts are and if I missed anything or if this video helps you, if you learned anything. Let me know below in the comments. And as always, this information was not free. So all that we ask, the cost, is that you like, share, subscribe, and be sure to tell a friend, And just like that, I'll see y'all next time.